Legend. Wait for it. Daryl.
Hey guys, it's me, Legend. Daryl. And today I am with legendary actor, Neil Kaplan. If you guys don't know, he's been some of the most important voices up in anime. I was actually introduced to him from Power Rangers when he played Diabolical. And then I was absolutely blown away when I discovered that he was actually the voice of one of my favorite versions of Optimus Prime and Transformers Robots in Disguise.
The first Robots in Disguise. Remember, there have been two, so we have to delineate. So I was in the one in 2002 on Fox Kids.
So I was like 8 years old. I had watched these two works first. I didn't know what Transformers was. I randomly rented the Transformers movie from Blockbuster. It was like my art.
Okay.
And that was kind of like my introduction to Transformers. I didn't know anything. Then I found your show, and I was like, oh, that's Optimus Prime. And I initially thought because he sounds so similar to Gary Josh. That was who that was for a second.
Okay.
But then I was like, wait. I looked it up because I was so enamored with the show. Like, your Optimus Prime was so cool that it was actually you. So I wanted to know, were you emulating were you doing your own thing?
No, if anything, I was hearing the echoes of Peter Cullen in the back of my head. Actually, what happened was I auditioned for a different role. I auditioned for Expo, who was the Southern SUV. So I just kind of figured, he'd have a Southern dialect, and because he is from the South, they actually take their SUVs off-road. So probably has a lot of rocks kicking up in the undercarriage, so gotta give it a little bit of texture. So I auditioned with, howdy ma'am, my name is X-Bro. And I was walking out of the audition, and I looked over the casting director's shoulder, Jamie Simone, and there was a picture of Optimus Prime up on one of the monitors, freeze frame. And I could literally hear Peter Cullen's voice in my head. And I went, can I read for that? And I'll never forget it because Jamie looked me in the eye and said, nah, we got plenty, don't worry about it. And so I never auditioned for Optimus Prime. He called me a couple weeks later and said, can you do that thing that you did but without the Southern dialect? And I said, wait, can I do something where I added a dialect? By removing the dialect I added? Yeah, I think I can do that. Why? I said, well, the producers think you sound like Optimus Prime and they want you to do it, but we don't have enough time to audition you, so we're just going to record the pilot, and if you like it, you'll get the part. So, we recorded it. I didn't tell anybody because I was afraid they were going to change their minds. And then the next thing you know, I guess they liked it because it was all over the internet on the message boards that Optimus Prime was going to be voiced by the voice of Hawkmon from Digimon. So a lot of people weren't looking at it from the perspective of Diabolical.
Hawkmon was first before. Okay, sorry, my
continuity. No. It was Power Rangers first, then Digimon, then Transformers.
You did a bunch of Power Ranger roles way before.
Yes.
Okay, the one I remember most distinctly was Diabolical.
Well, yeah, because
that was the voice.
He was also in the whole season. So before that, I was the villain of the week, like the Struxo or the Goldbeak monster, or characters like that. And before that, I was the henchman, where Rita would say, "Get them!" and I'd be one of the people running after the Power Rangers and fighting. The one that people probably can think of most easily was from Mighty Morphin the movie, which was how I figured out when I started with Power Rangers, because I couldn't quite figure that out. And then I was watching TV one day on HBO, and Mighty Morphin the movie came on. I went, oh, that would have been fun to work on. And then I heard my voice as one of the Oozlings, one of Ivan Ooze's henchmen, and I heard myself get thrown across a room by a Power Ranger and go, because when they got hit or they splattered, they went, so. And so the next thing I said was, oh, right, that was fun to work on, because I forgot. But that helped me remember, okay, if I'm in that, and that came out between season 2 and season 3, obviously I started in season 2.
Was Diabolical because you knew you were going to be like that guy? Was that why you had such the distinctive?
No, they auditioned for it. So I got a chance to look at the character, and with those fangs and And he was always kind of shot with a dark background, so that was the voice that just kind of came to me.
Because you brought him back in, like that voice, like that was the Diabolical voice of Voltron. So
it was similar. Their energies were certainly different, but yes, I do like to think that Diabolical and Emperor Zarkon were cousins. But yes.
And then I know that Robots in Disguise doesn't get not enough love from Hasbro and whatnot.
Well, part of my understanding of it is very limited. So this is what I had heard. I don't know if it's true or not. Basically, when the show first started, it was produced by Saban. It was on Fox Kids. The rights were split between Fox and Saban. Partway through that season, Saban was purchased by Disney. So then the rights were split between Disney and Fox. So the only place that was able to come out with DVDs was Great Britain. So Maximum Entertainment did the whole series on DVD. You can occasionally get one on eBay if you've got a region-free Blu-ray player. You know.
Have you rewatched your whole series at all?
I have not. But now that Disney owns Fox, they have it as one of their assets. I don't know if they even know that. You know, so we'll see if maybe one day some Disney executive goes, hey, we should put this out and make some money from it.
And lastly, not to take up any more time, well, this has been really good.
That's great, man.
Like, you were actually the whole reason I wanted to come to this. Like,
oh, thank you.
I wasn't planning on coming to this convention. I got voluntold by Scott. You know that with Scott.
Sure.
And I was like, oh, I finally get to meet Neil Kaplan because I already watched your entire series of this. And I was, like, man, he was so good. I really need to meet him one day and tell him that. But if you could, like, if they did like another, because Transformers, they've been doing a lot of nostalgia.
Right.
Would you, like, if they asked you to do this version of Optimus Prime?
As I have said, if Transformers were to ever call, the phone would not have to ring twice. Okay? I mean, I certainly would be honored to walk in his big metal shoes again. My version was based on Peter from 1983. I also do a version now that's a bit more based on his 21st century rendition. And then, of course, I also kind of do mine, which is based on Peter, but with different energy. If you go and you watch the series, you will notice that there are two distinct personalities for Optimus Prime and Robots in Disguise. And that's because we had two different directors. One was Michael McConaughey, who worked on...
Not McConaughey.
No, McConaughey is all right. Ours is McConaughey. I believe. Now you got me doubting myself. Anyway, so Michael was Trax on G1 and a few other characters. So because the character had a face mask, even though it was dubbing, we could do whatever we wanted with it. We could add words, we could take out words. The first couple of episodes, you won't hear him say roll out, but then you'll hear Optimus say roll out in every episode after that, because I got asked by some fans at the first convention I ever did in College Station, Texas, will we ever hear you say roll out? So to tell you what kind of a not fan I was, I said, is that important?
Oh no.
And the whole room said, yeah. And I said, I'll tell you what. And he'll say it in every episode from this point forward. And he did. Because with a face mask, I was able to say, transform and roll out. Just slip it in there. But similarly, Michael would take words out. So Optimus would go from this to slower, more ponderous, closer to that John Wayne style of the 1980s Optimus Prime. Well, the other director of the show, Steve Kramer, didn't work on Transformers before. So he would actually add words. He would make Optimus feel younger and more energetic. So suddenly it was, the Decepticons are attacking. Autobots, meet me at the space bridge right away. And so you go after the space bridge because he was younger and full of vim and vigor.
That's what he was like, the way especially because I just watched it recently, I always remember him being nicer and younger and he'd always have a good attitude. This is like the nicest version of Optimus I've ever seen. So I was like,
He was a hero. He was a hero.
Your version was definitely heroic.
You know, well, because you gotta remember, this version, no disrespect to G1, but when G1 wasn't saving the world, he was like delivering furniture. Yeah. He was a tractor trailer. This version was a fire truck. So when he wasn't saving the planet, he was saving his neighborhood. And when you consider that the show premiered Saturday morning, September 8th, 2001, and 3 days later, September 11th, doing the voice of a fire truck was a whole different thing. And I took that pretty serious, you know? So yeah, I was hoping that my Optimus would be a little extra heroic, but it was a good time working with good people, and should the opportunity arise once again, you know, if they decide, Chris Hemsworth was great, Alan Tudyk was great, but you know, let's go with these. Well, but one of the things I like about Transformers is that for a while they haven't been afraid of this of the multiverse way of telling stories. You know, for those people who wanted to see what it would be like if Transformers existed in our real world. We got that great 2007 movie. I've never seen a hyper-violent robot chase me down the freeway and turn into a car or turn from a car to a... But I gotta figure if it ever did, it would look the way the Michael Bay film. Say what you will, but he really captured, I think, what it would be like if they were in our world, which is great. But then you got Bumblebee, which, you know, harkened back to the 80s versions, you know, the sweeter Bumblebee, the big, more of the big brother Optimus Prime, and there's a place for that, and there's a place for Rise of the Beasts, and maybe don't put it all in the same universe, just so you can tell these different stories. And the audiences have gotten educated to the idea of a multiverse, that we can have this Batman and this Batman and this Batman, and they're not the same, and they tell different stories, and that's all right. For those of us who grew up on comic books, we're accustomed to having a few different Spider-Mans at the same time and it being okay. You know, so, you know, we'll see where the future of the franchise goes. And like I said, I'm not that hard for Mattel or Hasbro or Paramount or whoever. I'm not that hard to find if they want.
Thank you for this. This is
Thank you, brother.
way more than I hoped for. I hope you have a great day.
Thank you.
All right. And that was my fantastic, very impromptu interview with the Neil Kaplan, famous voice actor. Guys, I hope you enjoyed that. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe for more fun and fantastic content, because content is always coming. It's not just wrestling, not just Power Rangers, not just Star Wars. I do a little bit of everything. And what would you like to see in the future? Comment below, let me know. You guys have a super mega day, and as always, stay classy.